and I wish it was different, but maybe it's just time for a different season in life too.
Bringing a B-17 bomber back to life. It sat outside a popular restaurant in Milwaukee for almost 70 years before it was taken down 6 years ago. But there are some really good positives here, and this is the kind of story we like to feature right here on The Good Stuff. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm Ashley Korslund. So the bomber restaurant just closed, but the work to restore that World War II era plane is still going on. Devin Haskins shares the story.
Portland native Art Lacey bought the never-before-used B-17 bomber in 1947. He paid, get this, a whole $1,500 for it.
And it had everything on it.
That's Jason Scott. He's Art's grandson, and he's also the CEO of the B-17 Alliance Foundation. Next to him, his wife Terry, the executive director of the nonprofit. Lacey placed the bomber outside the gas station and restaurant in Milwaukee, using it as a canopy. It quickly became a popular roadside attraction.
You know, it drew attention from all over Oregon, and people would be lined up to just come see the aircraft and get gas.
Now, the plane stayed at the family business until 2014, but for nearly 70 years, the Oregon weather and over 1 million visitors took their toll on the plane.
People going through and touring the inside literally walked through 7 sets of floorboards in the plane. So that caused a lot of initial stress on the belly of the airplane and flexing and all that kind of deal, coupled with the water.
Bird poop ruined the aluminum, rain found its way inside, and those 1 million+ visitors, some wanted a free souvenir.
If people went through and basically anything they could get their hands on, they'd flex it back and forth and break it off or whatever. So
it was taken apart and moved to a hangar at McNary Field in Salem. Volunteers spend hours of their own time meticulously repairing each and every square inch. The Scotts say this is a $9 million process, and it's only just begun.
The belly of the plane is not in good shape, of the fuselage specifically.
There are less than a dozen operational B-17s still flying today. They hope to have the Lacey Lady finished by 2035.
The bomber will fly again in honor of the greatest generation.
Isn't that great? Boy, that plane is just a thing of beauty for sure. And that was Devin Haskins reporting. Well, a popular spot in Salem is getting ready to welcome families again. The famous Salem Carousel will open at 10 a.m. this Thursday. It's been closed for about 3 months now. Now, you can expect a few changes. You will be required to wear a mask. Kids 12 and under, though, and people with medical conditions will not need to. When it comes to the carousel, there will be some limitations.
The platform area we figured out can have about 40 people total at any one time. In order to keep social distancing, we're limiting the ride options to 24 different horses or the 2 wagons that are sitting on the carousel.
So for now, the carousel will be open under limited hours Thursday through Sunday, but it could eventually return to running 7 days a week. Well, students who may have some extra time on their hands now that it's summer may have an opportunity to do some good in their community. Last month, we told you about a website that 2 St. Mary students had created, and it's called Portland Student Pandemic Response. It connects students with organizations needing help during the pandemic. Well, the website just launched a summer action team for Portland area students. Through organized groups, the students can work on community project over the course of 2 weeks. Students can apply online to be part of the summer action team now through next Saturday. That sounds like a great way to get involved. And some kids in Cedar Mill are uplifting their neighbors through sidewalk chalk art. John Goodwin shares their positive messages.
The barriers on this street in Cedar Mill are good for the neighborhood.
Kids by nature are creative.
If you want the road to be quiet.
We both like reading. We like traveling. Definitely. Yeah. And talking. He likes talking a lot. That's why this interview is going to take a long time.
If you have the time, it's good to stop and remember that kids have voices too.
So I think it makes me feel really good that we're like making people happy.
10-year-old Manali and her 8-year-old brother Manav.
And it means human.
May not have a lot to say, but that doesn't mean there's not a lot of hope in their minds.
Be happy. It's easy.
That we as a family have always, we've never shied away from talking about issues, challenges, more than talking about it, kind of thinking about what they could do. And one day they were off and about, they took their little chalk bucket.
I wrote Black Lives Matter. We're writing like smile or be happy. I drew one over there. somewhere. We're drawing like nice messages with chalk because people can't really like come out and like see each other very much.
There's a lot of empathy. I've seen that from the beginning.
Their mom, Minnie, loves watching them be kids while helping them deal with the barriers of society. And they're bringing people together however they can. Besides chalk,
they've also figured out this newsletter that they've created.
It's called the Cedar Mill Chatter.
All handwritten. It has an advice column, baby announcements, and of course, comics. They've handed out about 4 copies so far, but numbers aren't the point.
They're thinkers and they're feelers, but more importantly, they're communicators.
That one's cool.
Like her kids, Minnie is hopeful too, and she's been through a lot. She came to the States from India right after 9/11.
Hard time to be here as an immigrant.
But in the last 6 months,
early this year, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
After chemo and a surgery, her results are encouraging. But no matter what, she'll choose the more positive path.
As an opportunity for my kids to kind of see what life is and how to cope with it and how to nurture each other and take care of each other's time.
Well, don't think about people like black, white, man, woman, just human.
So don't be shy to connect with family, with friends, with neighbors at a different level than maybe you have before.
Because you don't have to be at the end of the road to break down the barriers that are up ahead.
This is worth it.
Oh my gosh, what a great thing that they're doing. I love that story. And just like that one, we would love to hear about the good deeds happening in your neighborhood. We have a couple ways to contact us. You can text photos and story ideas to 503-226-5088 or just send us an email to thegoodstuff@kgw.com and your story may end up right here on the show. Well, it is officially summer, if you couldn't tell by the hot weather today, and that means the start of camping season. A local travel company has a good option for people who don't want to bring all the comforts of home to the outdoors.
We need to get out of our houses for a while. We've all been cooped up for months. Like, this is restorative. This is regenerative.
Well, the warm weather, of course, is a sure sign that summer is here. So excited about that. But this year you may have to get a little creative to find ways to cool off. That's because pools all around the Portland area are closed. Most of them are. Portland Parks tells us that all city pools will stay closed through September. Now, there's no evidence coronavirus can spread through water, but the pandemic has forced city centers and different programs to shut down for now. So keeping all of this in mind, I wanted to ask about your favorite summer spots to cool off. So I asked you on Facebook. So many of you responded, and we want to share a couple of your comments and your pictures. So let's start with Dee Nelson. She's pretty lucky she has a pool in her backyard. Dee, I love your style. Maybe I'll come jump in. That looks fun. Rebecca O'Neill took a photo on the Clackamas River for us. Looks like you're out maybe on a boat or on an inner tube. That's always fun. Terry Halverson says Trillium Lake. I know that is such a beautiful spot. Thank you for that comment, Terry. Wow, look at that. And Aaron Eisenschmidt shared a video from the beach in Netarts out on the Oregon coast. I know that's a favorite spot of many of those of you who commented. And finally, Mike Bailey says Rocky Brook Falls. I haven't heard of that, but that's in Brennan, Washington. It looks spectacular, Mike. Thanks for sharing. And I just want to let you know to keep your photos coming. You can text them to 503-226-5088, and we will share more of your posts coming up throughout the show. All right, maybe camping is more your style. And right now a lot of companies are keeping our safety in mind during this pandemic. So travel company Roam Beyond has created a quarantine-friendly camping experiences, which sounds fun. You can stay in trailers in Yakima and Washington's Olympic Peninsula. The trailers, of course, look at that. They're more luxurious than your typical RV. They look really gorgeous. They're complete with a bathroom, a kitchen. Some of them have bunk beds, which is perfect for families.
We decided to lump our units together, our trailers together, into what we're calling our Haven experience. So it's a group camp. So you rent the whole camp. You have multiple trailers. You have this beautiful tent, dining area, outdoor cooking, fire pit, everything that you need for your group, and you're isolated from anyone else. So you don't have to interact with other guests. You don't have to share surfaces. You don't have to share amenities.
So if you're tired of doing your own cooking, right, you can have gourmet meals cooked and delivered right to your trailer. Now that is what I call camping. That looks fun. Well, walking tours are a popular way to see the world, of course, but the pandemic has taken a toll on that industry as well. So photographer Stephen Redland shows us what a tourism company in Vancouver is doing to help.
We have a really dedicated small staff that helps me to plan and lead trips on all 7 continents. They're based on walking as a kind of a theme or a medium through which we see the world. My name is Dan Friesen. I'm the owner of Walking Adventures International. 2 to 6 mile walks as a way to connect with the local culture and natural wonder. So that's what we do.
Going on these trips is not just walking, but it is learning.
Yeah.
Since March 11th was the day the world changed and the pandemic was announced, flights all restricted. Within 2 days, it started canceling our first series of trips. We're having a hard time. What is going on with our guides overseas and in the developing world? You work for a day and you eat for that day.
My name is Sergio Prieto. I live in Peru. I am from Cusco, the area where Machu Picchu is, and I've been guiding for the last 11 years. Since the country is still under lockdown, most of us, especially the ones that are independent, are now without a job, doing whatever we can. You cannot really maintain your family or have long-term plans based on that.
And these guides have become not just guides for us, they've become friends.
If we gave $500, what would it do? And they said $500 would help this particular guide and his family of 4 live for 2 months, 2.5 months. And then that's when we started putting together this little GoFundMe project.
It's not an easy job they do. You know, without the business, there's no income.
And it goes straight to the need.
Let us know when you got things together, and we want to help you. So as soon as the door is wide open again, we're going to be back with you. So hang in there.
And it's definitely going to help. It's going to help us going through these difficult times.
Obviously, we're all hoping to get to the other side of this. And I hope that that's what these guys get from this is a ray of hope. A little bit of time, a little bit of cushion, chance to breathe. That's all we're trying to do.
Oh, that is great. Well, a moving performance celebrates graduating college seniors.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
We will share more from the University of Oregon's virtual commencement ceremony when we return. Beautiful voices there. That is the University of Oregon's gospel choirs and ensembles singing the national anthem. The performance was part of Oregon's virtual graduation ceremony on Saturday. And a familiar face there, women's basketball star Sabrina Ionescu gave the keynote address.
Maybe we are not getting the big day we envisioned, but we must move forward, even when it's difficult. When things don't go as you plan, you discover life really is about your family and friends and the community we have together.
Well said. Now, Sabrina's college basketball career ended early because of the pandemic. It also ended her chance to win a national championship. But 2 months ago, though, this is great, she was selected by the New York Liberty with the top overall pick in the WNBA draft. She is going places. She's amazing. Well, a local woman is creating some good art for strangers, and she uses rocks of all things as her canvas. Colleen Rulin painted the colorful designs on these rocks seen here. She hides them on nature trails, park benches, and outside of shops all around Happy Valley. Last week, she dropped off over 150 rocks at the Happy Valley Farmers Market. They're so cute. Colleen tells us she hopes the rocks bring a little bit of joy to people and that they inspire them to paint and hide their own rocks. We'd like to thank Colleen's friend, Chris Elliott, for letting us know about this story. And we have more good stuff coming up, including some good views from Portland's most iconic Rose Garden. We are also sharing your favorite summer places to get out of the heat and cool off, so here are a few more of your Facebook responses. And now that it's officially summer, it's a great time to go check out the beautiful blooms at the Portland International Rose Test Garden. If you haven't been there, you should. Photojournalist Richard Garden brings us a moment of zen.
We're in Portland, Oregon at the International Rose Test Garden.
It's so nice. I mean, just to see like the colors and to be outside in the fresh air and smell the roses literally, it's nice to be able to have that reprieve.
This kind of just shows how amongst all the chaos, you can come together and see like all the peace and all the beauty that the world still has to offer.
I think it's really special. You don't really find that in most cities. It's usually just a downtown area, lots of concrete, lots of buildings, so it's really nice having nature like this so close to home.
Coming out here and just being able to decompress a little and see some nature and roses, it's nice to be able to be around it.
Yeah, it's nice having a break from all the protests and all of the COVID that's going on, just to enjoy the flowers and get some fresh air.
It just offers wonderful, delicious air, and just seeing the roses blooming, it's life-giving.
Finding the good in all of it. I mean, this stuff is happening. COVID's not going to go away anytime soon. It's not going to go away tomorrow or next week, but we can still enjoy life and enjoy nature.
It's such a great place to go sit and relax and enjoy nature. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. As always, keep remembering to share the good stuff with us. And as we leave you, we are going to share some more of your Facebook responses on your favorite spots to cool off.
We've got news for you. Fat is